At first, I thought my mind was playing games with me. But as I stumbled over the same rock I had tossed half an hour ago, the realization dawned on me that I was trapped in this maze. I couldn't have been going round in circles for the past 2 hours, just turning left, right, and center. I had brought a drone with me to capture my escapade. Instead of helping, it hovered in the air, tracking my every move. My annoyance increased whenever I felt it judging me. When I barked a command to back off, the drone simply paused and tilted its camera lens sharply to the side, looking utterly confused like a fox. Surely it was just doing its job. But could it stop? Fed up with its stubborn presence, I overrode the controls and banished it to the stratosphere. My other camera still remained glued to my body. As I came across the center of this labyrinth, brushing past the hedges and marveling at the pineapple palm in all its glory, my mind pulled me into another one of its maladaptive daydreams. What even possessed me to come to this wretched place? It had been some time since I had uploaded on my channel. It was
It
an
was an
iconic
iconic
departure
departure.
from the daily depressing schedule. This maze video was my delayed effort after weeks of procrastination, rooting in my bed, doom scrolling so long that the bed had sunk, creating a permanent dent. What I had done in the darkness was just deciphering YouTubers' videos. At first, when I used to post videos, crouching long hours, happily just to badly edit a video. Chores and assignments would get a last minute completion until I was done uploading. I had ruined 14 weekends just to see the views rot. Not only weekends, after university, I had dedicated time scripting and editing videos. Other times, I had spent hours fantasizing about collaboration with influencers. Alas, after 8 consecutive attempts at mediocrity, I had been the one disappointed that the audience wouldn't already be waiting and fawning over the content. Oh, wait. The leaves on this pineapple looking tree have really long monocotyledonous veins, as I inspected when someone jogged into the center. Panicking at being caught looking so vacant, I was putting on a show, so a stranger didn't think I lost my mind. Just as I was focusing pretentiously, I noticed that the tree encompassed a different passage with the weeds still intact, as though fewer people actually crossed the threshold through this lane. There in white signboard was there printed an exit. I skipped to the opening. I was finally going to be free. Hence I ran headfirst into a hedge. Who would in their right mind put that sign over there? There, 5 steps to my left, was another horribly signed posted exit with an arrow pointing towards the narrow path singled out. It just did not branch out to multiple passages. The passage was laced with weeds. The plants had woven themselves through the root, creating a tangled and intricate barrier. The constant rain from the previous weeks turned a clear byway into something wild and difficult to navigate. As I trudged through the narrow corridor for 10 minutes, I realized I didn't have the patience to persevere. I started to retrace my steps, jinking away to avoid another face plant into the hedge. My only goal now was to get back to the center, where the ground was solid and the root was actually visible. I was done with these green walls boxing me in. When going back through the trail of trampled weeds, I found the journey to be significantly shorter and easier. I was following my own wake. The reverse view blurred as another mental image surfaced, a dark, cheerless room. Most of my days were initiated just an hour before noon and ended in the wee small hours of the night. Day after day, my hope started dimming, like a light bulb on its last vestige. As the corridor finally opened up, I stepped into the freer area. The pineapple palm came into view again and jolted me back to the reality. The signpost must have fallen when I first dashed into the bush, now that it lay on the ground like dried up hay. After entering the center, I planned to return by the same path I came from. I racked my brains out and a video started unlocking in my subconscious that when mapping out a maze to escape it, I could try following the right side of the walled hedges. Continue marching forward, adhering strictly to the right hand rule. I kept my hand anchored to the ticklish barrier until the dense greenery finally fractured, abruptly depositing me at the exit. I had escaped the perimeters. The sudden expanse offered an abundance of relief. After returning from the maze, I started editing a video of the escape journey, but I had no hope. As I saw the footage from the drone, I realized I had captured an aerial view of my misguided sense of direction. The whole escapade had its own sense of humor embedded into it. Hence, I picture-in-picture formatted the aerial footage into the top right of the vlog. As the tape kept rolling, I noticed exactly how I missed my own exit. After spending 10 minutes stuck on an isolated, overgrown path just seeking comfort, I finally maneuvered my way back. Right then, I saw the same jogger. Yes, exactly the one who interrupted it during my subconscious mind exploration, smoothly clearing the path and hitting exit with an absolute ease. The jogger had just discovered a minor hiccup at the very end, but he cleared the remainder of the weeds and emerged victorious. But wait, I was the one who cleared that path for you, mister. It was only after the jogger was gone that I finally completed the maze. YouTube community post. Drone footage doesn't lie, guys. Just finished balancing and clearing up the audio in the next vlog. It features an epic maze, terrible direction skills, and a jogger who took credit for all my hard work. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss it. The glowing monitor illuminated my face as the words in the text box stared back at me. Surely I had posted it to all 26 of my subscribers. I guess they were in for a treat. Across the desk, scattered papers ambushed every nook, and crumpled cupcake liners and an empty chips bag colonized every cranny. Truly a masterpiece reflecting my current life choices. By the time I finished editing the film at 11:48 p.m., the upload progress bar was moving at a snail's pace. It was taking forever. Dragging myself out of the chair, I knew there must be a snack out there, my mouth already salivating at the thought. I stood in front of the open fridge for a solid 2 minutes, hoping a gourmet meal would magically appear if I stared hard enough. No such luck. Disappointingly, I came back from the kitchen, empty-handed. Slumping back into my seat, I pulled up the analytics dashboard. The initial metrics threw me over the edge. 1,500 impressions, but the view count was stagnant in the double digits at 73. But then it clicked. For a tiny channel like mine, 73 views was a massive win. I finally shut off the screen and headed out to slumber. Slumber. I drifted off. I drifted off, oblivious to the fact that a quiet corner of the internet was about to find me. When I woke up, I couldn't believe my eyes. 8,400 views, 2,528 hours of watch time, and my subscribers count had skyrocketed from 26 to 249. I'll never forget you, my OG subscribers. Turns out people have a real knack for watching creators with horrible luck who quit right before reaching their goals. Over the next few days, the milestones kept piling up. By the second day, the dashboard had shattered all expectations at 73,000 views and 800 subs. I barely had time to process that before the third day arrived, just hours after rolling out of the bed. I watched the counter clear 102,000 views. Then came the fourth day, a total blur that ended with a staggering 250,000 views and 4,087 subscribers. I found myself constantly refreshing the page, my eyes glued to the screen. As the numbers climbed by the hour, riding that wave of inspiration, I poured myself into my craft. Over the following weeks, filming and editing 4 new videos that showcased my creativity. Eventually, the initial maze video plateaued, locking in at an all-time high of 405,903 views. It had officially cracked into true virality as people clipped the best moments for TikTok and Instagram. Best of all, the AdSense was steadily accumulating. Maybe having ambitions isn't so bad after all.